Alright, welcome back. Today we're going to do the Wally wing caddis. And you can do this a couple different ways. You can do an egg laying version, or you can do just regular done version, but an adult version. I'm going to do the egg laying version here. It's just one more step you can add to it, which you don't need to do for the regular one, regular adult. Or the spent one, you can actually do a spent version as well, but we'll do the egg laying version here tonight. So, materials for this, we're going to start with, this is a size 16 dry hook, your standard Timco 100 or the HG 1180, I think it is, but it's a regular size 16 dry, standard dry. For thread, I'm using the Semperfli Nano Silk. This is white 12-aught. You can use pretty much any one you want. I like the Nano Silk because it's basically unbreakable. And put that on here. For the egg sac on the egg laying caddis, we're going to be using this Uniflex Flexi Floss here in the Highlander green. It's a nice little gummy green synthetic that stretches nicely. And we'll see how it looks like for the egg sac when we're done. So I'm going to take a strand of that, and we're going to go ahead and tie that in here. Bring it back here a little bit around the bend. I want the egg sac to kind of droop down a little bit. And then I'm going to go ahead and build up a little ball. So just kind of wrap this stuff kind of around itself a few times to build up a little green globule ball of the egg sac here. And get that built up, go ahead and tie that off. This gives you a little green sac there at the end for the egg case. And then we're going to add some dubbing for the abdomen here. For this, I'll be using the superfine dubbing, and I'm going to be choosing the dark tan for this one. You can do this in olive or light tan or pretty much any color you want, but this particular one I'm going to choose dark tan just for the heck of it. And go ahead and give yourself a little dubbing noodle. So I'm doing my caddis. I like to dub forward to the wing point and then back to the tail. And then I go forward with a bare thread to give me a little bit of ribbing. You can do that with standard thread color, or you can take a Sharpie and darken it to a different color, whatever you want to do, but I'll just use my standard color here. Give myself a good little dubbing noodle here. And what I do is I will dub my way forward to the wing point, about the 60% point. Then I'll take that back, add a wee bit more here. And take that back to the tail point. And then when I get my dubbing abdomen there, I'm going to take the bare thread and just wrap it forward, open spirals. It gives me a little segmented body. It also makes it a little bit more durable. And you got the finished fly. That's the abdomen. Then I'm going to take the mallard flank. So this is some dyed wood duck mallard flank. You can use a normal gray, you can use any color. I'm kind of going for a tan colored Caddis here. So I'm taking my wood duck fiber. I'm going to pull that back as such. Pull the fibers back, Wally wing fashion. It helps to wet the fibers so they kind of lay down nicely. And give yourself a nice little tip like that to go from. I'm going to take my magic little tool, a Wally wing tool. I've seen some other videos. This is a nozzle from the new UV varnish. Put that in here. And you get that to come out as such. Little tool helps you maneuver it where you want. I'm going to place that right on top here. And I want the wing to go back past the bend of the hook, only about another quarter of the hook length. When I do this, I bring the wing to my side a little bit by the 10 o'clock position so that the torque of the thread will bring it up above top. Now I'm going to cut the butts off short, cut them off flat as such, so I can cover up the butts with my thread. Now to split the Wally wing here in this fashion, notice that the curve of the wing goes back over the abdomen like this and down. Unlike when I'm doing a lot of my spinners or other Wally wing patterns where I have the curve of the feather go up. This is going back. You're putting the wing towards the back. I'm going to split the wing here. To do that, you take one or two fibers here on each side. You got one fiber here. And then you pull the shaft away from the wing. So notice when I did that, I pulled the shaft away from the wing. I didn't pull on the fiber here that I grabbed. If you pull on the fiber many times, it'll break away. So here I'm going to hold the fiber and pull the shaft away from the wing instead of pulling the fiber away from the shaft. And clip off the ears on there, the tufts. Now you've got your wings there. Well, I'm going to post these wings to make it a little bit more robust and so I can maneuver them a little bit better. And when they're in position, I can put them how I want. To do that, I'm going to come over the top of the wing on that. I'll do the one on the camera side now. Over the top of the wing and around the post, just like you're doing a parachute post. Around the wing and wrap it. And I give it several wraps, 10 or 12 wraps, to make that base robust and so I can position it. Sometimes when you do that, you notice the torque of the wing will curve it too far in that direction. So I'll correct that by wrapping the opposite direction. Flatten that wing so it makes it flat with the abdomen. So after you post it here, it makes it maneuverable. I can push that around and I can place it where I want it. So I have that wing flat with the abdomen and it's posted so I can maneuver that and keep it in position. I'm going to do the opposite side wing, same way. Come up over the top, around it, over the top and around. Give that a few wraps. And again, you see how that curved that too far, the torque. twisted that wing so it is angled too far in the opposite direction. So I'm going to come back the other way, give it a few wraps, torque that wing back to horizontal. I've got 2 posted wings. Then I can maneuver and they'll stay in position, and they're flat and horizontal with the abdomen. And add a little bit of super glue to that, and crazy glue with the brush. And right there on the wrappings. Make them a little bit stronger. Now I'm going to dub the thorax. For the thorax, I'm going to take a little bit of hare's ear. This is a natural hare's ear mask. And if you haven't seen one of these little ear scraper tools, ear combs, these are great. So this is a little comb. You take this on the mask, you give it a few strokes, and you get the fur right out from the mask. Nice and easy and even. You can pick what area you want, what color you want. I'm just going to dub this directly on the thread. A lot of times with hare's ear I'll make a dubbing loop, but this is only for a little bit here in the thorax, so I want it to be pretty spiky. And for the legs, so I give myself just a little bit of hare's ear there. Right back over the base of the wings, and right up short of the eye. Gives me a nice fuzzy, spiky thorax there for the caddis. I'm going to do some elk hair. You can put CDC for the overwing, you can put elk hair, deer hair for the overwing, whichever one you want. I'm just going to go ahead and use traditional elk hair here. We'll pull off a little tuft. And go ahead and stack that. Remove all the under fur. Get my little stacker here. Take your stacked deer hair, elk hair, place it right on top. Now when you do this, you want your overwing to be short of the underwing. So this is more just for your visibility. You don't want it to dominate the wing. You don't want it to be too short. I generally go about 2/3 length so that the end of the wing, the hair, goes about to the end of the curve of the hook there. You notice that these mallard flank wings go extend beyond the curve. I want these ones to go no farther than the curve. You capture them. I go 1-2 wraps around the hair only, but not the hook. And I'll go around the hook itself. A few wraps. Pull that back. Pull in front. And whip finish. And trim that off. Go ahead and trim your head. Clean that up a little bit. Nice small head. Also want to look and see if I have any of these fibers that are sticking down over the side. I'll clip them off from the side here. The extraneous hairs there from the hare's ear. I'm going to fluff the hare's ear up a little bit. There we go. There is my Wally wing caddis. The profile you see from the bottom. Move the camera over here a little bit so you can see the bottom a little bit better. It's the bottom view, the fisheye view of that. You see those pronounced wings, and you see the green of that egg sac right in between the wings there, the bottom, and those fluffy legs. And you got the yolk hair on top for high flotation and visibility. So that is the Wally wing egg laying caddis. Happy tying.